Well, hello again, Lynx Players Community. Jeffrey Cranford here with you with part 4 of Why Lynx? Why are we doing this? Why am I involved? Why might the Lord be calling me to start a fellowship at my own, within my own golf community? We're going to look today. Last week we looked at what it means to be an ambassador. You know the language. You know these people. If you don't, you may not be called to this. But if you've lived in this community and you know how they think, the Lord may be calling you to be an ambassador in this community. He's calling all of us to be ambassadors for His glory, for life and light. And, we're missional people. Jesus was missional. We're called to be missional. Jesus went as far as to say, the things that you've seen me do, greater things still will you do. That's just unimaginable to me. If we do get to, Vision 1000 with Lynx, and we get 1,000 fellowships over the next number of years, I can't imagine that Jesus didn't start 1,000 Lynx fellowships. I guess in some ways that's greater. He did some amazing, you understand, I'm just repeating Jesus. It sounds crazy to even say it, but He knew that most of the growth of the kingdom around the world on into the Gentile world was going to happen for Himself. He said, I was only sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Well, we continue that. We're part of His mission, part of that global mission. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be Thy name. Thy kingdom come, Thy will be done on earth. That's part of our mandate. That's as followers of Jesus. So now I want to look at this issue of giftedness. Now, because I'm an ambassador, that doesn't mean I have the same gift. Some of you may be saying, well, I don't know maybe the Bible well enough to teach or even to facilitate or try to handle some questions, but you might be the catalyst to start it. We always say there's a stool that needs 3 different legs to have any sustainable Lynx fellowship. And one, we've talked about this, and maybe you've heard us talk about this. You need a teacher facilitator, somebody that can take the questions or at least go through them or at least be able to address with some competency. It doesn't have to be a seminary trained person, but it needs to someone who really knows the Word. God will bring that person to you if that doesn't happen to be you. A technological side of it, and then you need Pied Pipers, you need evangelists, you need people who are involved in the club that play golf in these communities, that know people that are winsome and kind and people like them. They actually like them. Likeable people are huge attractions to come, and then they get to hear the message of Jesus. So what is your gift? I'm going to read now for you 1 Peter chapter 4. Listen to what Peter says. Above all, keep fervent. 1 Peter 4:8. Keep fervent in your love for one another, because love, it covers a lot of sin. Be hospitable to one another and don't complain about all things. And as each one has received, a special gift, employ it in serving one another as good stewards of the manifold grace of God. I found in my own experience, Laura and I were involved in a church and all these different kind of things. There's only so much I can do within the construct of a Sunday morning service. I can count the money afterwards. I go down and pray for people. I can set up and tear down the chairs. Maybe I can do different things like that. We did children's ministry. We kind of did everything. But at a certain point, I had a particular gifting that didn't function well within the parameters of a Sunday morning service. And so I had to, but I was still called to employ my gift. And I loved golf. And then all of a sudden, little things, God began to open doors and called me. And then all of a sudden, I'm employing a gift in the context of my golf community. It's not that strange. It doesn't have to just be riveted around a Sunday morning service. It can be anywhere you go. In my church, we call it outposts. We want to have outposts everywhere. Where are you connected? Where do you have relationships with people? Well, for many of you here on the Devotional, you have them at your club. Listen also to what Paul says to the Corinthians in 1 Corinthians 16. This is powerful. When you think of, 1 Corinthians 12, this is powerful. To each one is given the manifestation of the Spirit for the common good. May I ask you a question today? Where is the Spirit being manifested in your life, in your community? Well, hopefully with your spouse, if you're married, or with your family, or maybe with some of your close friends. But what about missionally? Where is the manifestation of the Spirit in your life? Could God use it right there where your passion is if you're passionate about the game of golf? He absolutely could. Join us in our collective effort That's all Links is a bunch of people who kind of love to play golf but love Jesus more and are willing to lay down their lives, as we'll talk about in weeks to come. Look, is God calling you to do this? I don't know. I'm not trying to talk you into anything. But if He is calling you, I'm asking you, steward your life well. Be an ambassador. Employ your gift.